You are being unmutual. Heavens wouldn't want that. I'm DJ Than from Fairbanks, Alaska. This is Axis Picks, Claw Hammers, and Footstools. Destination Radio. Signature Radio. Radio. The sound salvation that's creeping, sneaking, sweeping across the nation. Axis Picks, Claw Hammers, and Footstools is a non-profit attempt to bring rock and roll to the hinterlands to all our boys abroad and all our ships at sea. Wherever the signal goes, that's where we'll be. Because you can't stop the signal and you can't stop rock and roll. And you know, my question to you is, why would you want to stop it? You want to, when rock and roll comes a knocking, you want to swing that front door open wide. You want to invite rock and roll in, not only into your home, not only into your living room. You want to invite rock and roll into your heart. You want to invite rock and roll into your brain, into your mind, because rock and roll is a balm. Rock and roll is a cure-all. Rock and roll is a way of life. It's a path to meaning. It's a shortcut to philosophy. It's musical Scientology. And Axis Picks, Claw Hammers, and Footstools is bringing it to you right now, here, in the throbbing meat of the now, the endless, shrieking, sucking now, where that endless playlist spins on, and we are here. Grab on! Otherwise, you will be flung centrifugally out towards the edges of nothing, the edges of the now. And believe me, that's Nowheresville, man. Nowheresville. All right. So, what have we right now? You know, back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, it was this great Paisley underground band, you know, that LA scene. This band was led by a singer-songwriter named Steve WYNN, and had several very remarkable guitarists. To begin with, who was the original guitarist? It'll come back to me. Their first guitarist was remarkable, even though I can't remember his name. It'll be down below in the title description. And then they got the guitarist from 45 Grave, Paul Cutler, and he's pretty remarkable himself. They did their thing in the 80s, were broken up by the end of the 80s, and then came back in the 2010s and have been back ever since. And we're going to first off listen to something from their big comeback, 2017's How Did I Find Myself Here, with the title track, How Did I Find Myself Here? Oh, the original guitarist was named KARL PRECODA. And KARL PRECODA didn't use any effects pedals or anything like that. He was just distortion, what he could do with his amp, and lots of feedback. The man manipulated feedback. And then Paul Cutler just is one good, solid guitar player. How Did I Find Myself Here is the name of the album and is the name of the song from 2017. And then we are going to jump all the way back to 1982 to their very first album, The Days of Wine and Roses, for one of my favorite songs of all time, Tell Me When It's Over. But I'm going to tell you when it begins, because first, we got How Did I Find Myself Here? This is the Dream Syndicate. How Did I Find Myself Here?
impossible time, so I stepped right inside.
How did I find myself here? A harmonic convergence courtesy of 21st Century Dream Syndicate off of the How Did I Find Myself Here album 2017. Now let's go back to the album that started it all, 1982, the days of Wine and Roses. Here's the Dream Syndicate. Tell Me When It's Over. This is with original guitarist KARL PRECODA.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
There's even better live versions that are just drenched in feedback. It was Dream Syndicate off Days of Wine and Roses, 1982. I'm DJ Tan from Fairbanks, Alaska. This is Axes, Picks, Claw, Hammers, and Footstools, the home of the hits and the happenings. Place to do, the place to be, the place to see. So do the do, be the be, see the see, and do it here at Axes, Picks, Claw, Hammers, and Footstools. Your rock and roll friend.